Hello, friends, and welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey, here to talk about one of my favorite things, that is the NFL Draft, and how it relates to the Cowboys in today's mailbag. From Apolitical Dud, which I named Redacted because I just don't want to deal with it. Does the Farley surgery make Farley at 10 a bad idea? As a huge Caleb Farley believer, as someone who really thought he was going to be the best option from a player value and team need perspective before the back surgery, that's my thoughts, yes. Having two back surgeries before you hit the NFL, before you're the age of 23, that's troubling. And I hope he ends up being healthy for his entire NFL career. I think he'll be great. All the traits you could ever want in a cornerback prospect. But backs typically don't get better with age. That is incredibly concerning to me. So I would love it if he were fully healthy. And if you promised me he was not going to have issues, I'd still take him at number 10 overall. But because of the back concerns, knowing it is still early, I cannot do it at number 10 overall. I'm sorry. From Francisco, does Farley fall to 44? If so, take the best player available at number 10. So this is a problem for me. I don't know where Caleb Farley goes. I don't know if he goes number 24, 34, 84. I have no idea. It's way too early to know. And if you're the Cowboys, you're not going to know come draft night either. So if your plan is, let's go different at number 10, non-cornerback, and take a cornerback in round 2, okay, I know there will be prospects who are good there. Or at least there should be. But going I'm going to take whoever I want at 10 because I know I got specific name in round 2, that is not how NFL teams ever do or should operate. Now, our goal right now is to get to 100,000 subscribers on the Cowboys Report YouTube channel. And we're getting closer. But I know that a lot of you guys already are subscribed. So I'm asking you guys for some help. If you're on Twitter, go check out my pinned tweet right now. It is a link to the Cowboys Report YouTube channel, and I want to get some more of Cowboys Twitter over here and get them to subscribe. So do me a favor and hit RT on my pinned tweet. On a future video, I'll give shout-outs, by the way, for those of you who have done that. And don't worry, I will also put that pinned tweet in the description to make life easier for you. Go check me out at WhatGoingDowney on Twitter. From Cowboys/Bull season, what are the odds of Dallas getting Surtain at 10 after the Farley news? It appears Surtain's the clear-cut number 1 corner. There's some of Jaycee Horn, but I got Surtain 1 after the Farley news. I think pretty good. I mean, you can go 1 through 10, right? Like, obviously the Jags are not going corner. Jets aren't. Dolphins aren't. Falcons, I doubt they go Surtain at 4. They just took a cornerback in round 1, and there are better prospects who could also fill a potential need. I do think if they trade down to like 8, things start to get a little bit dicey. Bengals are certainly not going to go cornerback at number 5. The Eagles and Lions and Panthers at 6 through 8, corner's a need for them, but so are other positions, quarterback, receiver, tight end, that have better prospects who should be on the board at that point. So because of that, I don't think that's going to be the path that those teams go. Denver's not going cornerback at 9. So I would say it is more probable than not that Patrick Surtain is on the board at number 10 for the Dallas Cowboys. From Antonio, do you feel they have messed up the draft if they don't come away with one of Surtain, Farley, or Horn? No. I don't think that's the case, especially if Surtain does go in the top 10 before the Cowboys pick, and you go with like a Rashawn Slater or a Penei Sewell or whatever. It depends on what else they do. If they don't get a cornerback, period, then yeah, I think they messed up the draft. But I think the totality matters a lot more than just what they did at number 10 overall. Speaking of number 10 overall, who do you guys want the Dallas Cowboys to take in round 1 this year? No trades allowed in this scenario. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So you get the ad break here, scroll on down, and get your votes in. From Isaac Hampton, Are the Cowboys really planning on filling all their holes through the draft again? I mean, that's not quite what they've done. Their free agency approach so far has been to add some options. That way, yes, they still have needs and holes, but they're not pigeonholed into taking a specific position in round 1 or round 2. Like, you still probably want to add an early round corner, an early round safety, a linebacker, maybe a defensive edge. In general, again, the needs not ranked here. Defense is the focus. You still want to add impact talent on defense. But it's not like there is a, oh my God, we must take somebody in round 1 need out there. That was the general approach in free agency. But yes, you still got to fill needs. And in reality, that's how every NFL team is. No NFL team enters the draft with 0 needs, period. There's always a position of need. It's just some teams have fewer than others. From TX for Life, if Kyle Pitts falls to 10, draft him and trade back into the first round for Jaycee Horn. I don't mind the idea of moving up for a corner in general. I do worry about Pitts being the pick at 10. From a value perspective, if he's there, he's probably your best player in general. I don't think he gets past the Bengals, Eagles, Panthers. Heck, you can even throw in the Dolphins as a fit there potentially. I don't think he's there. If he is, it's pure BPA, and I guess that's fine. But if Surtain is on the board, I would rather take Surtain. If Surtain is off the board with the Farley news now too, that's where Pitts starts to make some more sense to me. So would you guys take Kyle Pitts at number 10? It has nothing to do with the prospect. I love him as a prospect. He's a top 5, top 4 guy for me. I haven't set my board, but he's going to be in that conversation. So value-wise, I dig it. It's just you don't need another impact playmaker at receiver/tight end. So it's tough to argue with best player on the board, but it might not be the best path for this Cowboys team. So get your votes in for me. Why for yes and for no. Now, whatever the Cowboys do during the NFL draft, we're going to let you guys know. YouTube.com/CowboysTV. We will cut in with our live NFL draft coverage for the Cowboys picks and break down grades for every selection as well on demand for you guys. So hit that big red button and subscribe. It's YouTube.com/CowboysTV. From Chad Ray Crochet, I think that's how the last name is pronounced there. What problem child or injury risk player falls to the second round the Cowboys get, a.k.a. Gregory Jalen Smith? You know, if we don't go Surtain at 10, Caleb Farley could be in play. I'll throw in Kelvin Joseph from Kentucky. Talented corner. His coaches also said, dude, you're not trying. Go home, which is how his career ended, which is not great if you're an NFL draft prospect. You know, if Jalen Phillips from Miami, the edge rusher, is on the board, that could make some sense. He's got some concussion issues. I will make note, without Garrett, they didn't do that in round 2 last year, so maybe they're getting away from the Blue Star Special type of guy. From Destroyer Dog, if Surtain is taken, will the Cowboys still go corner or go for a corner, or maybe go offense in the first round, take Rashawn Slater? So I think, and I don't know this, but my suspicion is, and I bet one of these guys is there for the Cowboys, is that the order for Dallas goes Penei Sewell out of Oregon, Patrick Surtain from Alabama, Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. And I bet you one of those guys is on the board at pick number 10. From Andrew, how do you feel about adding Danny Shelton and Alim McNeil? I'll focus on the McNeil side since it's a draft. I love it. I have been desperately seeking the Cowboys to add a really good nose tackle, and Alim McNeil is the guy I want because he offers pass rushing value. That is important to me. I want a guy that can play all 3 downs if I'm spending a premium pick on him. Now, my suspicion is he goes off the board between the Cowboys' second-round pick, 44, and their round 3 selections. If he's there in round 3, sign me the heck up. I would love that pick by the Dallas Cowboys. So just keep that one in mind. Who is your top round 2 draft target? I'm focusing on guys that should be there in round 2. Get your votes in for me down there in the comments section. I think one of these popular names is going to be Trevon Moehrig. Misspelled, but that's okay, Marvin. I like him. We've talked about Moehrig a decent amount on this show. I like him as a free safety, especially in a split safety scheme, which the Cowboys don't run anymore. They kind of did that more last year. I would love him if he was a little bit better athlete. But if he was, there'd be no chance he would be on the board for the Cowboys in round 2. So I'm not going to be a beggar trying to choose. If he's there in round 2, I'm taking him. Or Richie Grant out of Central Florida. If I can get one of those two, man, I'd be really, really happy. From Lorena, if Moehrig and Grant are off the board by 44, which is a possibility, would you take Oregon safety Jevon Holland or address a different position? I like Holland as a free safety prospect. I don't love him that much. I don't love him at 44. Round 3, I'm down to have that conversation. I just don't think he's a good enough free safety prospect for me to spend a second-round pick on him. From Gavin Reid, does the free agency pickup of Keanu Neal preclude the selection of a linebacker in the draft, if not some good day 3 linebackers? I don't think so. In fact, I could see Dallas going linebacker on day 2, or even earlier if the board falls the wrong way. You have Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, Keanu Neal on a 1-year deal. There is a scenario that exists in which Keanu Neal, Jalen Smith, and Leighton Vander Esch, at least 2 of them, if not all 3, are not brought back next season. So linebacker, especially for the future, is a need for this Cowboys team. I would say day 2, there are some good prospects. I think day 2, I'd say round 3 ideally, is the sweet spot for the Cowboys to find a good value and a good prospect as well. From Ian, I know it won't happen, but Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, and a first-round pick for Jair Alexander. You're right. It's not going to happen, Ian. Don't get your hopes up. Makes no sense, frankly, for either side in the end. So it's just not going to happen, but I appreciate the question either way, Ian.